After my review of the original Amityville movie, I made a personal pledge to never utter its name again, as I felt all I needed to say about it was to be considered my final words on the matter. So today's focus will be on Amityville II, The Possession, which I consider to be the best one in the series, or at least the best of the original four, which were the only ones numbered off as sequels. The franchise is up to 58 now, so who knows if this movie tops Amityville Christmas Vacation. The movie is a heavily fictionalized version of the DeFeo murders and set as a prequel to the Amityville horror. In addition to the obvious plotline of the eldest son becoming possessed and killing his family, the movie explores isolation, unhappiness, spousal and child abuse, incestuous relations between siblings, and it has an actor who is at least a little more convincing in the role of the priest than Rod Steiger was in the last movie. It stars Burt Young of Rocky fame as the father and patriarch of the Montelli family. Burt Young is known in real life for being a very gentle and soft-spoken guy, but in this movie, he's a prick. Even worse than Paulie, who only threw the Thanksgiving turkey into the alley as his most blatant dick move. Oh. And he does ramp things up for this movie. In almost every scene he's in, he's either mad, moody, irritated, or on the verge of giving one of his kids or wife a trip to the woodshed. In this regard, he's not so different than Brolin's George Lutz, always pissy. In real life, the DeFeo family lived in the house for almost a decade before the shit went sideways and the bullets flew. In this movie, the family is in there for not much more than a week or so, and the movie wastes little time in getting straight to the action. We find out early where the gateway to hell is in the house. Looks like a sewer tunnel hidden behind a loosely held wall paneling in the basement. The mover offers to check it out, and the demon takes a giant dump on him for trespassing. Later that night, in a scene that I thought was pretty freaky when I was a kid, the demon emerges from its sewer tunnel, and we can see it from its own point of view as it makes its way up the stairs to the main floor. It recoils in gasping horror as it encounters a large crucifix on the wall and sends the tablecloth across the room to cover it up. Later on, still on the first night, we have Anthony looking all too gleeful at the prospect of putting a bullet in someone for playing knock and run. Meanwhile, upstairs, the two youngest kids are witness to and subsequently blamed and belted for the paintbrushes coming to life and painting a disturbing picture on the wall. That scene in the evening caps off with Sonny, the soon-to-be demonic murderer, putting the barrel of the rifle up against his father's neck and planting his finger firmly on the trigger as a message to cease and desist. Like I said, they're only in the house for about a week, so things seem to happen in rapid succession. The mother goes to church and asks the priest to come and bless the house. Paulie, I mean Anthony, in his usual charming self, manages to insult the good father right out of the house before he can complete his holy errand. The two youngest kids are in the kitchen when the demon decides to ransack that room, and again, they're blamed for it, with Anthony giving the kid 5 across the eye. The mother drags Anthony to church to apologize to the priest in front of the kids, and while they're gone, the demon completes his possession of Sonny, in a scene that always kind of made me laugh because it could have served as the video for an 80s heavy metal song. The incest thing was kind of sick, but I don't completely blame Sonny. I think he was being controlled by his new bodily host, who was now chirping in his ear at every chance he got.
Look at them, the pathetic animals. They'd be better off if you killed them.
The night of the murders takes us through a great series of terrifying sequences as Sonny, now fully demonized, stalks his family through the house, and the camera cuts between him shooting and his sister trying to avoid detection and escape. It holds you on the edge of your seat as you watch her trying to open doors and smash windows that are now unbreakable, while we see his shadow looming on the wall as he snakes his way silently through the house. This all goes down at about the halfway point. The rest of the movie focuses on Father Adamski and his efforts to prove that Sonny was not to blame and possessed by demons, something that is obviously met with considerable skepticism. They have a few conversations, and I like the demon voice. He sounded not so much evil as he did smug and matter-of-fact.
You've decided to do this on your own, without the support of the church. You are disobeying the church.
The father finally convinces the detective to let him smuggle Sonny out of the hospital, where he takes him back to the crime scene in an effort to exorcise the demon once and for all. Supernatural movies with religious overtones had been booming in popularity since movies like Rosemary's Baby and The Exorcist came out, and the conclusion of this movie made every attempt to ride those coattails, with Father Adamski pleading with the demon to take him instead of the young man, something the demon didn't seem to have a problem doing. And the final sequence shows another creepy point-of-view shot going up the stairs and into the room where the priest was now sitting and probably wondering what the hell did he just get himself into as his hands and face began exhibiting signs of demonic possession. We get one last look at the house before the credits roll. This is a true A-list haunted house movie. It cleverly ties itself to the first movie without claiming to be based on a true story, which enabled the filmmakers to take immense liberties with the source material without being accused of such. Apart from the Italian heritage, the family in this movie bore almost no resemblance whatsoever to the DeFeo family. And if you like this movie, you'll love the downright cheese fest of Amityville 3D with its elevator of hell ride, so be sure to check that one out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you at the next slaughtering. Bye now.